What is up, YouTube world? I'm Ashley D. Before I get started, please go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you. Also, feel free to share this video as well. Everything I state is allegedly not a guaranteed fact, my own personal opinion and observation. So, before I get started speaking on Miss Lieonya and Mr. Ed, I'm going to shout out to Chatty Cathy Live the day before yesterday and a little bit of yesterday. We were briefly speaking on the things that we all been speaking about, which is Miss Lieonya continually lying. And the day before yesterday, a lot of us people that seek the truth and that speaks out and put out content based off of these lies that she's creating and continually creating, we were all on the live. So I suggest you all go check out the channel that we were on. It was some very good content. Not to mention the Beehive came over and got served. They wanted to be on the panel, and we thought she had some very explosive information to share with us. The lovely Mr. Amora came up and she said, she claimed that Mrs. Lieonya has been abused this whole time. She contradicted herself throughout the whole live. She said within 3 months that this man was abusing this woman before marriage. She said physically and verbally. That's the first thing she stated. So my question to her was, why would you go on and marry someone within 3 months of you knowing them and dating them, they start physically and verbally abusing you? Not to mention, Chatty Cathy pointed out they remarried twice. So you remarry an abuser twice. On top of that, you force a child into the mix of all of this chaos that you claim was going on for these whole 6 years. So you're being abused, and then you want to have a child with the abuser who didn't want any more kids, which that was his prerogative. Everyone thought something was wrong with that. Maybe he loved her. However, he knew she wasn't the best mother. And we all see that for ourselves. Or maybe he just already had one child and that's all he wanted. And everybody can feel the way they feel. I have one child. And that's not saying each to his own. If you want to have more kids, you can. That's fine. But she said she can prove that he was abusing her. Then she took it back and she said it wasn't physical. He didn't put any marks on her. So it's like, okay, if he abused her and then you say, well, it wasn't physical, he didn't leave any marks, that's why the police came and they didn't arrest him because there was no proof. So you mean to tell me out of all the stuff you guys have been putting out continuously, no pictures have surfaced? Nothing where she has some marks on her. But she went in the magazine, she went on her little boring show, she was on the live with them. And I have that in my picture, in the thumbnail as well. Please go check out that interview again. When she said she's taking accountability. Because Mr. Amora claimed that that's what Bree has always done in this relationship. And if somebody is being condescending, gaslighting you, and they say, well, I'm going to take accountability since my husband don't know what that is. I'm going to take accountability for walking out the room when you was yelling the loudest and the kids were knocking at the door. I'm going to take accountability because it get physical all the time and I walk away. That's not taking accountability. That's gaslighting someone. That's pushing everything off on you to make it seem like they're the bigger person. Accountability is holding up your end of the bargain for the actions and the things that you've done in this failed relationship, in this marriage, the things you didn't do right. That's accountability. She don't know what that definition is, and I don't know what was her point of releasing that video. When you could look on Mr. LaTruth's face, and at the very moment she claims that she was an alleged DV victim because it gets physical, his face looks shocked. At first he's looking normal and regular, and then when she says when it turns physical, this man looks like, wait a minute, what? At that very moment, I could see in his mind, he's like, wow, this lady is really the enemy. I never knew her. He thought all along she had these vicious, evil ways about her, but he didn't think she was going to get online in his face, basically, on a live with other people where other people can watch it. and continue to watch it because it's going to carry on for years. It doesn't delete. Whether you delete the video or not, other people are recording it. But for her to get up there and lie allegedly on this man hitting on her, and then it goes back and forth, her little super fan, since she want to say we're a super fan. Yes, we're super fans of the truth. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Like I stated, a lot of us rallied around Miss Lieonya in the beginning when she first said she was a DV victim. We don't want anyone to go through something like that. Like I stated in the video, since she says we're not married and we're uneducated, what woman would not want their marriage to work out? Okay, my mother was a DV victim by my father. And guess what? Before I turned 3 years old, my mother was gone. And she never looked back. So somebody that's being a DV victim in the beginning before they conceive a child together, who's going to try to make a marriage work when you have the chance and opportunity to not get married, first of all, or walk away? But you decide to remarry this person that's brought so much trauma into your life, that's physically, verbally, mentally, emotionally drained you, beat you, allegedly, all these things. And you say, we don't understand what making a marriage work looks like because we're not married. Ma'am, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if you're being abused in the beginning stages before you get married to not get married, especially when you are a mother of 3 at this time. Who wants to subject their kids to this type of behavior that you claim they were knocking at the door when these things consistently continued on? But yet, we're going to not only get remarried twice, we're going to add another child into the mix of this. No, it doesn't make sense. You're contradicting yourself as well as your client, since you want to act like a lawyer. If you were her lawyer, you failed miserably. You would have. You got on a live panel with all of us, and you thought you were going to try to smooth over, convince us that Mrs. Lieonya's been telling the truth the whole time, and you had some explosive information to share with us, but all we heard was crickets. All we heard is you accused us of being brainwashed, us lying, us not believing the truth, and the truth is in our face as well as yours, but you choose to be a super fan at your age. Instead of you loving on a 32-year-old woman like you do, go love on your kids. You have kids the same age as her. You're a married woman. So since we want to talk about being married, why do you think it's okay for this married woman to commit adultery? Why do you approve of that? If she was abused or not, and you was her friend and you talked to her on the phone, wouldn't you convince her to get a divorce first before she continue on this lustful relationship publicly in front of everyone? Wouldn't someone that was a DV victim be scared to openly express all this love and affection from someone that they supposedly, allegedly live 10 minutes away from? Would this DV person be afraid to come online and bash this person that's abusive to them and they were so afraid of? The math is not mathing, and we know that. And that's the problem you had with us. You thought you were going to come on our panel, and if not convince one of us, because you kept trying to suggest to talk to Sweet Mom privately, and we knew that wasn't going to work out well. It's not about who's right, ma'am. It's about what's right. And that's what we all go for, and we see through the BS. We're not a super fan of anyone but the truth. And you're a super fan of this woman, right or wrong. And that's where your better judgment should come in at as a 50-year-old mother and woman and grandmother. If you truly cared about this person, and I didn't feel like you was trying to live your life through this woman. That's what I feel like. You would tell her the truth. You would suggest positive things for her. You would continue to try to taunt her husband's image every day. And then you claim she didn't want to mess up his image. She didn't want to put stuff out here bad about him. It's a lot she could have did. What more else could she have done? She talked about how much this man makes. She talked about his taxes. She talked about his private area, him as his manhood, his fathering skills. She released a video, allegedly, of his private area. She calls him Little Bill and Shrimp. Not to mention your page, since she can't continuously antagonize him every day, she have you up to it. She's supposed to be on her vacation for her birthday, okay? Living her best life, having a good time. She done invited her friends. Her kids are out there, who we saw shortly, briefly. And at the birthday celebration that she was so excited about, that Mr. Ed planned for the people to rally around and sing happy birthday. Yeah, it was cute. But don't try to impress us with the basic bare minimum things that act like it's going to woo us over. Have you ever went to a restaurant on someone's birthday to celebrate them, and you tell your waitress privately, and then after dinner's over, everyone comes around with a big dessert and they're singing happy birthday? We've all had that done before, or done for someone that we know. So that's not a big deal to us. Like Sweet Mom pointed out of all the things you have done for this man, you've done so many things and went above and beyond for not even just his birthday, for his supposedly movie release that never happened. You flew his friend out. You gave him a ring, jewelry, iced him out, clothes, when you claim it was the most important day of your life, which should have been giving birth to your kids. And you also stated your birthday was one of the most important days of your life. Sounds like a true narc if you ask me. Me. What about your kids? When I found out I was a parent, giving birth to my son was the most amazing, painful, beautiful at the same time experience in my life. That changed me into becoming the woman I am today. To stand for what I believe in, to fight and stick to the truth. Not my truth, but the truth. To see through BS. And I owe that all to me taking in being a parent and embracing what that truly is. And that's what a lot of real women do, that get it, that actually want to be a mother. And their kids don't fall to the wayside because they're engaging into this relationship that's pointless, that's not even going to matter a year from now. Like I stated, you're supposed to be on your vacation, living your best life, but every hour, every 2 hours, you can't stay away from your phone, taking pictures. You done had 4 bathing suit changes within one day. And you guys going out of your way to prove to I don't know who, because we don't believe it, that you're so happy in your love of your lifetime, he can't even fake the funk on the pictures where y'all supposed to be romantic on the beach and serious. He's up there smiling like a little kid being goofy. He can't even take the role that you pay him for serious. There's never a serious moment with you guys. He's always joking. And when a man is in love with a woman and he truly cares, he knows how to be a gentleman, step up and be serious sometimes. It's a time and place for everything. Everything is a joke to this man because he takes you for a joke. And just like the little birthday speech he's supposed to have wrote out, and then at the very end, it sounded like him when it said, love ya. That's him. It wasn't, I love you. It wasn't an outpouring amount of love that you always show to him. It's always the bare minimum. And we all see that except for you or your super fans. When these people at the age they are to sit up on the phone with you day and night, antagonize a man that they claim you are over and you moved on from. If that was the case, let's be real. When we've all been done with the ex and we're done. We don't want to see pictures. We don't want to be bothered. We've blocked them. We've moved on and moved forward. We're not going to continue to have our friends post stuff on Facebook about them, spy on their pages, do these antagonizing things to poke at them. When you move on, sweetheart, all you have to do is tell your super fans to stop. It's done. It's over with. Stop speaking on this man. And they will, because they're your yes men. But instead, every day, all day, this lady has so much time and energy, who's married, to put into, instead of her marriage, her kids, her grandkids, she puts it online, giving you praise for every little thing you do while you're on vacation. Anybody that's having a good time on their vacation for their birthday, they're not going to post all day, whether you're an influencer or not. I'll post some pictures when I come back a few days from now. Lil Meech and Summer Walker, we didn't even know they were on vacation until they were on the airplane coming back. And they got way more clout than you two. But every hour on the hour, you guys are posting on a story, posting pictures to prove to us what? That you guys are faking it to make it? That you guys are so in love? When the sad part is, at your birthday dinner, your daughter was holding your baby girl. You didn't glance over there not one time. You wasn't holding her, rocking her, whether it was your birthday or not. You decided to have her come out there. You didn't have one of your friends hold her and rock her so your daughter can get a break. No, what did you say? Let her hold her. She could hold her. She got it. She was rocking and soothing her like a mother would their young toddler. It came so natural for her. And if I chose to bring my kids with me on vacation for my birthday, they're going to be a part of the whole celebration, not just certain bits and pieces of that moment. Not to mention, if I knew I was going to be getting in water, I would have made sure my baby's hair was braided before we got there, just like mine was, instead of going to get their nails done. How about that, Mother of the Year? Not to mention, you were at the beach like that with no cover up on. And your boys and your daughters saw your buns. Something should be private with your kids. They're growing up. A cover up was necessary. And then when you got in the water, you take it off. But you was full blown walking around like that. Not only just disrespecting you and your kids, but other people around with their partners. There's very pretty, cute cover-ups that women wear. But you don't know anything about that. You never heard of that. You don't know what a cover-up is. You have no respect for your kids. You continue to put them in this light that they chose not to be in. You have your yes men coming at this man every day when you claim that you could have really put some more stuff out to hurt him. What else can you put out to hurt him? He's lost so many followers based off of your lie. Everyone that he's told to support you just about have turned against him based off of your lie. And we're supposed to think you are holding yourself at a higher influential status. Who are you influencing, and what is the movement behind your madness? Please tell me, somebody. This is an influencer. What is she doing to help other women out there? If you ask me, following something from her book, her rule book, the things she's doing, it's leading you into destruction. It's leading you into a relationship that's not a real relationship, a situationship. I cannot see her getting married again. And if she is, it will definitely be with somebody like Mr. Ed. No one out here with class, a high value man, a big stepper will take this woman seriously. This woman has bashed her ex-husband every way under the sun, over the sun, the top of the sun. And you think some man is going to want to dip their foot in that water and don't think it's a possibility if things didn't work out between you and them that they're not going to drown? Or you're not going to throw them under the bus? You're going to continue to meet Mr. Eds because no one is going to take you serious. You're not the serious type. No man commits to you. You was lucky and blessed to have the opportunity to wow this man and be in a situation that you're in. And jealousy is envying somebody, wanting something that they have. No one is jealous of you. What we're spitting is true facts. What we're saying is things based off of your actions, what you say and what you do and what you put out here. If you had a problem with us speaking on you, then you wouldn't be so openly acting and doing the things you do and blowing up your spot. We didn't do that. We're doing our job. You are a influencer. And you are telling these women to leave a broken marriage that wasn't broken based off of the husband. Lie on him, take his money. Don't get divorced for real. Start another relationship. Have another child when you know in the first place you didn't want 3 kids, allegedly. Have your kids fend for themselves while you spend all your money traveling the world to prove to everyone that you live in this high life. You're not going around to conventions, like I stated in my last video, motivating women to do better for themselves, be entrepreneurs, get the bag, teaching them how to be an influencer, how to be a public figure, speaker, because you don't know how to speak. You don't know how to do these things. You stumbled up on something that you didn't even think would last this long. And then when you thought you became larger than life, that's when you truly was ready to walk away. But in the back of your mind, you didn't have a choice to walk away. Your ex-husband showed you signs that he's been ready to dip out. And you just had to come up with an escape plan so you didn't look that bad. You can't look weak. You don't want to look like a man that's leaving you. You can't go out without a fight. You got to tear and destroy someone else and bring them down in order to build you up. The only reason you have so many people on your side is because they've been brainwashed and conditioned to think you were some type of victim. Now imagine this. If you two both publicly did not put it out there about the reasoning behind the divorce, put a statement out like normal people do, it just didn't work out, please respect my family privacy, and boom, that was it. And then you started dating this man and acting the way you do, I guarantee you half of your followers that you have now, they will not be following you. They will be thinking in their mind, wow, this lady is still married. This lady moved on immediately. She preached that she wanted to find herself, but she jumps in a relationship right away. This man does not act like he really like her. And she's bringing this man around her kids already. He's touching and groping on her like that. And she's just gotten out of a relationship she's still in the relationship. The things you do alone, if it wasn't for your accusations, nobody would be sticking with you. Nobody will be following behind you. People would have saw through your BS. But a lot of women feel as though they can relate to you because they, at one point in time, most of them have been a victim of DV. So you played that card. But when they step outside themselves and they think about how they moved and the things they did when they was a DV victim, and they look at your situation, they can see the truth for themselves. How a real DV victim does not move. How a real DV victim does not play with fire, knowing it's a possibility they could get burned. Who's going to light a match and don't expect this to spark a flame? Who's going to continue to poke at somebody and then eventually don't expect them to act out with rage, respond to your actions? That's not any type of sign of anyone that's been a DV victim whatsoever. I hope that eventually her people watch these videos, it gets to someone for them to wake up. All bull crap aside, it's not about bashing anyone. It's about speaking the real and what's the truth. And no one should be following behind this woman at this point. Anything that she does is nothing influential, positive, motivational, mothering. What is she doing besides loving on herself in the midst of her bringing someone else down? I am Ashley D. Please leave your opinion and your thoughts down below. I wish each and every one of you a happy, wonderful, great weekend. I'll be talking to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.